Hello folks, and welcome back to Eerie Storytime. Today we venture back into Norse mythology for another legendary tale. In the mists of ancient Scandinavia, a dynasty claimed descent from the gods themselves. The saga of the Ynglings is a tale of sacred bloodlines, divine favor, and the rise and fall of legendary kings. Let's take a peek into the mythological tale that shaped the nation's roots. In medieval Iceland, Snorri Sturluson, a poet, leader, and lover of Norse legends, set out to save the old stories of his people. Around 1225, Snorri began writing the Heimskringla, the Circle of the World. Its opening tale, the Ynglinga Saga, tells of Norway's first kings and their mythic origins. He gathered ancient poems and songs, passed down for centuries, and wove them into a single, powerful narrative. The Ynglinga Saga is a blend of myth, magic, and the roots of a nation. Snorri saw the value in preserving these myths as cultural heritage, not to worship, but to remember. Thanks to Snorri, the stories of Odin, Thor, and Frey survived the centuries. The Ynglinga Saga became a bridge between the world of gods and the world of men, giving the Norse people a sense of identity. His book became the foundation for understanding the origins of Scandinavian royalty. The tales he saved still shape how we see the Norse world today. And so, the memory of the old gods and kings lives on. The Ynglinga Saga begins not in our world but in Asgard, the realm of the gods. Odin, the All-Father, rules there alongside the Vanir gods like Frey and Freya. The saga tells of war and peace between these divine families. But then, the story shifts. The gods leave their celestial home. They journey from Iceland in the east, traveling across unknown lands. Their destination? Scandinavia, the world of humans. Here the gods become rulers on earth, blurring the line between myth and history. Odin and his kin teach people how to rule, bringing knowledge and order. They become the first kings, giving rise to royal bloodlines with divine origins. This migration connects the supernatural with the real, making kingship sacred. The saga traces the path from Asgard to Sweden, then to Norway. It's a slow transformation. Gods become kings and myth becomes history. Snorri wanted to give Norway's rulers a grand origin, one that began with the gods themselves. In this world, the difference between a god and a king is almost invisible. The Ynglinga Saga follows a family whose roots are in the heavens. Their story marks the dawn of the age of men, shaped by the legacy of the divine. The saga's power lies in this connection, linking the fate of a nation to the legends of its gods. Through these tales, the Norse kings claimed a heritage no rival could match. The journey from Asgard to Earth is the heart of the Ynglinga Saga. It's a story of transformation, of myth becoming memory. And it's the foundation of a kingdom's claim to greatness. The age of gods gives way to the age of kings. Odin leads the Great Migration not just as a god but as a chieftain. He foresees his descendants ruling the north. Odin travels west, planting seeds of royalty. In Denmark he founds Odense. In Sweden, King Gylfi is awed by Odin's wisdom. Gylfi grants Odin land, and Odin establishes Sigtuna. Odin teaches poetry, magic, and customs. He is a bringer of order. His funeral pyre becomes the model for royal burials. Power passes to his son, Njord, then to Yngvi Frey. The Ynglings become the legendary kings of Sweden. Odin's journey is the founding myth of a dynasty. The Ynglinga Saga preserves this story. Their journey shapes the fate of nations. The Yngling dynasty claims descent from Yngvi Frey, making its kings more than mortal. Their stories are filled with magic, adventure, and often tragedy. Fjolnir, son of Frey, drowns in a vat of mead. A king undone by accident. Svegdir, lured by a dwarf, vanishes into a stone never to return. These tales warn that even divine blood cannot shield from fate or magic. Other kings meet bizarre ends. Agni is hanged with his own gold necklace. An sacrifices his sons for long life, only to become feeble and helpless. Each death carries meaning, showing that power comes with a price. The Yngling kings live in a world where the supernatural is always near. Their divine ancestry brings both greatness and peril. The saga's stories are not just about glory but about the dangers of living close to the gods. The line between heroism and doom is thin. These kings are both rulers and legends, their lives shaped by forces beyond their control. The Ynglinga Saga is a tapestry of strange fates and magical events. It reminds us that the Norse world was one where myth and reality walked side by side. The king's power is matched by the risks they face. Their stories are lessons in the cost of greatness. The Yngling's legacy is both a blessing and a curse. Through their tales, we glimpse a world where destiny is inescapable. The saga preserves these stories as warnings and wonders. The kings who came from gods are never far from the reach of fate. Their legend endures as a testament to the power and peril of divine heritage. In the Ynglinga Saga, fate, called weird, rules all. Not even gods can escape it. The Yngling kings' destinies are tied to their people and land. Their greatness often leads to dramatic, sometimes tragic ends. Kingship is more than power, it's a sacred bond with the gods and the earth. The Ynglings are believed to bring prosperity thanks to their ancestor Frey. If the king is strong, the land flourishes. If he fails, disaster follows. This belief makes the king a magical figure, his life linked to the kingdom's fate. A failed king could be sacrificed in order to restore prosperity to the land. Claiming descent from Odin or Frey gives a king legitimacy and authority, but their rule had to be strong and prosperous. People follow those with divine blood, believing their rule is destined. Magic is woven into their lives, runes, shape-shifting, visions of the future. But magic is dangerous. The supernatural can destroy as easily as it empowers. The story of Svegdir and the dwarf is a warning. Power comes with risk. The king's connection to the gods is a double-edged sword. Their greatness is equaled only by the dangers they face. In this world, destiny is inescapable and magic is never far away. The Ynglinga Saga became far more than simple lore. It became the way of the world. It gave Norway's rulers a divine ancestry, legitimizing their right to rule. In a young kingdom, this story built a shared identity and pride. Snorri's work became the standard history of Norwegian royalty. It shaped how people saw their leaders and their land. The Heimskringla was read for centuries, inspiring pride and unity. It told the Norse that their roots were among the gods, not just in the earth. The saga's power was in its ability to unite a people through story. It remains a cornerstone of Scandinavian identity. The Ynglinga Saga's stories still echo today. Modern books, movies, and shows draw on these ancient Norse tales. Fantasy worlds are filled with kings of magical heritage and wise Odin-like mentors. J.R. Tolkien, creator of The Lord of the Rings, was inspired by Norse myth. Gandalf echoes Odin, and his histories mirror the sagas. TV shows like Vikings and The Last Kingdom channeled the spirit of these stories, exploring fate, power, and the burden of kingship. Even superhero comics and movies borrow from Norse myth. Thor and Odin are now global icons. Though modern versions differ, they keep the old names and ideas alive. The Ynglinga Saga is a blueprint for blending myth and history. Its themes of destiny, magic, and royal blood still captivate us. These stories connect our world to the Norse past. The saga's drama and wonder are timeless. Through retellings, the old gods and kings live on. The Ynglinga Saga reminds us that myth shapes identity, even centuries later. Its legacy is everywhere, from epic fantasy to pop culture. The voices of the Norse storytellers still speak, linking us to a magical, ancient world. That's a wrap on the saga of the Ynglings from Norse mythology. It's interesting to see the variations in the mythology, especially comparing what we know as recent examples in the movies compared to TV shows, and certainly looking back at these old tales. Thank you for joining us today on another delve into Norse mythology. If you found this interesting and want to learn more about the Old Norse tales, look into the work of Snorri Sturluson, more specifically the Prose Edda. Of course, we have a growing selection of Norse mythology here at Eerie Storytime as well, with plenty based on Snorri's work. Just look for the Norse mythology playlist on our channel. If you did enjoy today's topic, please like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with more eerie content. Until next time.